Does day trading feel extremely hard to you right now? You're losing money every day. You don't know what you're doing. You put in so much time and effort to this craft, but you're still not getting the results that you absolutely want. Well, this video is for you. I'm gonna teach you what nobody else teaches in this forex game. I'm gonna show you how to change your mental perspective so you can make trading feel easy instead of making it feel hard. Because trading, when looked at it correctly, is an easy thing to do. It really is easy until you are able to, again, change your mindset. When I first started trading, I had a mindset, a naive mindset. I didn't know much about the markets. I had a strategy and I had good psychology, and I flipped $1,000 account to $6,000 in high school because my psychology was right. So and then what happened to me, right? My psychology was right. I didn't know much about trading, and after I flipped that account, it was hard for me to get success after that because I felt like I knew what I was doing. I felt like, oh yeah, I'm the man. This is easy. I'm about to be a millionaire in a year, right? And then that completely knocked me off my track because I started relying on my personal abilities rather than relying on my psychology, relying on my strategy, relying on probabilities, which we're gonna get into. I have about four things for y'all. If y'all are able to grasp these concepts, y'all will make so much money from trading. It'll feel easy to you. Again, these four things, right, are going to absolutely change your life. So, one is mindset over money. Okay, let me break it down. There's two ways that you make money in life. You make money with labor or you make money with leverage, right? Making money with labor is getting a job, getting a 9 to 5 job. In sales, making a whole bunch of calls. That's labor. Another way you make money is leverage. Leverage, using capital to make money. Your money making money for you, using relationships. Hey, if I don't have the money, I know somebody who has the money, and I will exchange my knowledge for their capital to make a return. Knowledge is another leverage piece, right? So let me know in the comments which one y'all think it is, labor or leverage, that Forex, what bucket does Forex fit in? Labor or leverage? Forex fits in the leverage bucket. Let me tell y'all what's interesting about that. We are so indoctrinated to make money using labor, meaning that our effort and our time equates to money. Check me out. They pay us a dollar amount per hour at a job where you have a salary, right? So no matter your effort and how much you work and what you do equates to your how much money you make. So if you've been in that mindset of labor for all of your life and you haven't transitioned to leverage, what you're gonna do is you're gonna just be, thinking that effort equates to money. You're gonna be thinking that time equates to money. You're gonna be thinking you need to be busy all the time or you're being lazy, right? Because when you're using leverage, your money's making money for you. So you can be, you don't have to do as much. But in a leverage bucket, you have to, again, if you're trading and your strategy is not showing up and you ain't doing nothing for the day, now you feeling lazy. Now you feeling like, dang, am I really a trader? It's because you have to start feeling comfortable with leverage and feeling patient with leverage. Because what happens is you trade more, you overtrade when you're looking at it from a leverage perspective. You trade more, you overtrade. You're, rushing your setup. You're want to trade every week. You want to trade because, hey, I'm so used to labor, right? We came to the erroneous conclusion that effort equals profits, and that's just not the case. And when we're able to get out of that and use leverage and be patient, it'll, change the game. And that leads me to my next point, the paradox of patience. So I just got a 100K funded account from Top Tier Trader, and I took my first trade yesterday. It was a loss, but I was funded for 2 weeks before I even took one trade. 2 weeks. A lot of people will be rushing the gun trying to hurry up and get funds from the funded account because they don't have patience. Look at the lion, right? The lion, right? The animal. When they're hunting, they're very patient. They let it come to them. The animal coming to them. They taste it, but they wait for the perfect opportunity. They wait. They don't want to scare the animal away. They don't want to exhaust energy they don't have to have. They're just patient in the hunt, right? And they're masterful hunters. We have to start being masterful hunters and master the paradox of patience, because why patience is a paradox? Because using leverage, patience is the number one thing you need, which is a paradox because again, we're so used to labor, using money, making money with labor, then we have to use leverage, and we have to again use our patience with our leverage, because we don't want to use all of our leverage on a bad trade. We don't want to overexert our leverage. We don't want to lose our leverage so quick. So we have to get used to that paradox, right? Okay, you're hunting, for example, like the lion. The lion is hunting for food. You think the lion is hungry? Yes. You think the lion is ready to eat? Yes. But it's just sitting there patient, waiting for the opportunity, not exerting energy. Okay, you want trading to feed your family. You want trading to be your primary source of income. The biggest thing you have to master is the paradox of patience and being able, even though you want to feed your family, even though you want to be your primary income source. If your setup is not there, you don't trade because you're not exhausting resources, you're not exhausting energy. So we have to master the paradox of patience, right? Because sometimes we feel like when we're being patient, nothing is happening, right? We feel like nothing is happening when we're being patient. A lot is happening that we don't know, right? And you're building skills, you're building discipline. Another thing we have to understand, this is the third thing. So the first thing was mindset over money, paradox of patience. I have two more for you. The last one really is going to be, might rock your world a little bit because it definitely rocked my world when I was thinking about it. So number three is analytics over anxiety. Analytics over anxiety. What does that mean? When you're in a trade, do you ever feel anxious? If you feel anxious, that's a bad sign because you're more so worried about your anxiety than your analytics. You're more so worried about how you feel in the moment than playing probabilities over the next 10, 20 trades, knowing your win rate, knowing your risk to reward, knowing, you know, all of your statistics, all your analytics on your strategy. You don't matter. It don't matter to you. It shouldn't matter if you lose the next 3 or 4 trades on your strategy. If you back tested, if you understand your win rate, if you understand your risk to reward. But I'm not even talking about 20, 30 trades. On my strategy, I went back 100, 200, 300 times to get a very good picture of my analytics. So anytime I'm in a trade, I am not tripping because I know my numbers. If I lose the next 5 trades, that just means I'm probably about to win the next 10. I know my numbers, right? And your numbers don't have to be crazy to make a lot of money, right? When you're in the trade, just, oh, dang, it's going down, or I lost. Oh, I know my numbers. Cool. So you're not anxious. You know you're going to make money over the long term. You know this is a marathon, not a sprint. You're not worried about this trade. You're not worried about the next trade. You're worried about the next 50 to 100 trades. Can I be disciplined? Can I keep my mind on analytics versus anxiety to be able to capitalize on trading? So that literally changed like my perspective on everything. Like had know your numbers, back test, back it's gonna help you, right? Number four, dollars over delusion. Dollars over delusion. What does that mean? A lot of people think, oh, I'm such. If you ask a bad trader on a scale of 1 to 10, what, how good of a trader are you? A lot of traders are gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm an 8, I'm a 9, I'm a 10, but they ain't made no money all year. Like they negative, they net profit negative. Like if you ask me what type of trader I am, 1 to 10, about a 3 or 4 because 9, 10s they making 7 figures a trade, 8 figures a trade, 9 figures a trade. So if you are not profitable, do not be delusional and think you're just this great trader, which is not bad. But when you have to, I see a lot of people have cognitive dissonance when they're trading forex, meaning they're so out of tune with reality. Like, but you have to come into reality and understand that I am where I am right now. I don't have to manipulate it. I don't have to adjust it to make myself feel better because that's stunting my growth as a trader. Until I could just sit down and say, hey, I'm not a trader that I want to be. This is where I'm at, but let me grow. You cannot grow if you think, you're this perfect person. If you think trading, you're just a great trader and you're really not and you don't have no results. Show me a payout. Show me a withdrawal. Show me you withdrawing. I got a 30K withdrawal in one day. Show me a 30K withdrawal. Show me a 20K profit run payout. Show me a prop firm certificate. Show me some profits you withdrew last month. Show me something. Show me your trade zealot. If you can't show me none of that, you're operating the delusion, and it's okay to understand where you are as a trader, but you cannot grow being delusional as a trader. If you have no results, be okay with that and learn to get better as a trader. So if you like this video, I'm gonna be dropping a video a week every Saturday. I just told myself I have to every Saturday or like Sunday. I'm really trying to test out which one is better. But I'm gonna be dropping these gems, man, and I'm gonna be all about psychology. A lot of people, if you haven't found a trading channel that really gives you results, this is gonna revolutionize the trading game because a lot of people are so worried about technicals and are not worried about charts. Somebody who's making money on trading can give you their strategy and you not make money because you're not the person they are from a psychology perspective. So you want to have what they have and do what they do, but you don't want to become who they became, right? So you have to become the person who deserves profit to do what you have to do on a chart to have and desire the profits that you ultimately desire. Shout out Myron Golden. If you like this video, again, like, subscribe, and comment. And I'm gonna be dropping these gems, y'all. Let me know if y'all like the content.